You're listening to the Career Plus Life Catch-Up, episode number 72. Welcome to the Career Plus Life Catch-Up, a show anchored in reality to help you create a balanced life where you enjoy both your work and your life, because you don't have to choose. I am your host, Cecile Ferry, a corporate executive turned coach and working mom. This is your place for insights, advice, and tools to optimize your career direction, balance, and confidence. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the podcast this week, and welcome to February. I hope the month has started well for you. I hope you're still feeling really excited and energized. So here, I really feel like life is back. So school is back, work is back. So it kind of feels nice to be into the routine. And obviously, that's when we want to really set good habits. So what I've done recently, I've actually changed my working hours, and I'm trying that for some time, where every day now I'm working in my business, and then in the afternoon my other work or outside commitments. So maybe just a reminder for you that, especially if you work for someone or an organization that is flexible, that you can maybe look at that. You can maybe optimize your working hours if it's not quite working for you in terms of your work-life balance and your energy levels. And that also means that I now have coaching spots open for every single day of the week, which I'm really excited about. So if you're thinking about it, go on my website. The link is in the show notes. You can browse my coaching packages on offer. And I also have, heads up, plenty of new offers coming through for career coaching and life coaching. The first one is already up on the website, but there will be more, and I'll talk about them later. Okay, so today's topic is definitely on the career side of the equation, and I was really inspired from seeing the work that I do with my client in that space to talk about how to have the right attitude, how to really show up at work in a way that will put all the chances on our side. Because let's face it, attitude can trip us up, especially for us women. And because we just don't know. And it takes a lot of learning and a lot of experience to learn kind of what doesn't work. So that's why I'm here today. I've gone through all of that. I've worked in corporate for more than 20 years in so many different industries and places, including pretty large companies. So I've had my share of learning there, and I can tell you what I'm sharing with you is tested and tried, and it works. And that's the truth. I've seen it in my own work experiences, and I've seen it with all my coaching clients. So I'm bringing you the truth. This is what I wish I had listened to in my 20s, because we all are here. We want to build successful careers, and we want to have a good reputation. We want to have good contribution at work and success, really. And that doesn't really come down to skills as such or on their own, which I'm sure you've noticed, because we can all learn skills. We can always upgrade our skills, but it's how you play the game by the rules, and it's how your mindset is when you are at work that really makes a difference, and makes a difference between people. And that's why you can see, I'm sure you have examples of people that have done really well for themselves in the workplace, and it's not down to skills. It's because they know how to show up, they have the right mindset, or they know how to play the game. So here we go. Today I have for you 10 guiding principles, some are do's, some are don'ts, and I want you to just take them as they come. Don't feel bad if you've been doing that, because I've been guilty of every single one of them across my career. So just take the learnings, practice, see how it goes for you, and especially just pick up on one or two. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Number 1, don't vent or engage in gossip at work. It's a full no. Really pay attention to what you are sharing, what you're discussing, what you're talking about with colleagues. I'm talking about those little corridor conversations, or now the chats on Teams. So it's also what you're going to be putting in writing. And be very careful. My advice is to never write anything negative about a situation or someone in an email or a work message. ever, because there always is some kind of a trace being left behind. So if you really need to talk about someone, use your mobile phone if you have to. But why I'm saying don't do it is because, number one, this lowers your own vibe at work, and this is not good for you and your productivity and the results that you're going to get. Secondly, it never brings positive results to you or to those venting with you. Show me one situation where there was some venting, some gossiping going on, and something good came to those people. Venting is not only unproductive as such in the workplace, because often we are venting about things that we absolutely have no control over. And it's not an attitude where we are actually engaging in change, in doing anything. And it's just an absolute zero sum, and it lowers your own vibe. So just don't partay. Don't join the gospel, don't join the chorus, especially around special events in the office that happen, such as a manager leaving, a new manager coming in, a change of the structure. Those are like golden opportunities for some really good venting and gossiping around the team or in between people, and stay away from all of that. Don't look like you don't care. Respectfully care. Show compassion, show basic level of interest, but do not engage in a dialogue. Do not say things. Nothing should come out of your mouth to fuel what is already going. Keep your thoughts to yourself. Nod, be nice, be friendly, but don't join the venting train. But refrain to comment, because it will likely backfire in some shape or form. And in my experience, you cannot trust many people deeply in the workforce. You feel like it's all friendly, everyone is talking about the same issues and emotions. But the fact is, at the end of the day, this doesn't mandatorily mean that you're all in this together and that you were all being impacted the same way. So really keep your trust for people outside of work, or for the very, very limited people at work that will earn your trust over time. So until then, bite your tongue, don't join the chorus, and just let them be into it. Number 2, have expectations based on a two-way situation. Based on what's been agreed at work, not your own hopes. Don't have expectations coming from your little corner. This was a very tough lesson for me, and I see many women still falling prey to that, because we are just there working, especially if we're working B-style, like we have expectation. We build expectation within ourselves that if we do X, Y, Z, then we assume something will be happening. And then when it doesn't, this can really hurt us. So because we build beliefs and we act this way, at times we can actually get an unexpected reality check. So only expect what you know you can count on. And don't be entitled. Don't make assumptions that because you do something, then it means you are entitled to something. Sometimes yes, but not always. And sometimes, more often than not, it doesn't happen. Have you noticed? Because then you suffer and you get frustrated and you get yourself into a lower place, and it's really hard to get back up from there. So take those expectations down and only and strictly expect only what's been agreed on, or what has been consistently demonstrated with lots of different people in the company. In other words, don't let your ego write the expectations. And it needs to be a two-way thing, not just in your own head. Ask if you're in doubt, but generally that means expect less from your workplace, which means at times also give less, or more rightly, or should I say, don't give too much. This is to protect you from unnecessary drama that will dampen your success at work. So absolutely get excited and have expectations for opportunities for promotions, for growth, but things that are documented, where you know the path. Get your expectation really high up and go and give it your all. Absolutely. But you know what I'm talking about? It's all those other things that you build up in your head and you expect something, and when it doesn't happen, it really brings you down. Okay, number 3, we're on a roll. Never ever criticize a manager or someone senior to you. It is a no, no, no. Even when you know that what they are doing is wrong, even if you can see a much better way of doing it, even when it's obvious to you and when it frustrates the hell out of you. I think we've all been there. And I think I'm especially talking to my Gen Y listeners here. Like when we know better, when we can see it, it's so freaking tempting to say it. I know it kills you. I've been there. And especially it kills you when you see incompetence, when you have skills, right? So if anything, sees that as this is a positive reflection about yourself. But that doesn't mean you have the right to express it. So when you're in that situation, think it all you like. Absolutely. But practice the pause. Don't react. Keep it in. Because it will never, ever amount to anything positive for you. I have never seen it in over 20 years. So if that's not enough data and evidence for you, don't think about it. Don't entertain the idea that maybe this time it will be well received. Because it will bruise the manager's ego. And unless they have a very high EQ, which is, let's just say, very, very rare, unless that, it will impact your relationship with them and your brand at work. Because people never forget how you make them feel. And people are vulnerable, even managers and CEOs and anyone above you, even if they don't look it. They will take it personally. They will probably resent you and they will definitely see you differently. So it goes straight into the subconscious and it hits any little crack or insecurity in there, which you are absolutely not aware of and not responsible for, by the way. But they will take it in and it will impact, and you have no visibility of the internal impact within themselves. And very often it's a negative impact because they haven't dealt with things. They have their own insecurities. And what you're sending to them mirrors something within them, and they're not feeling good about that. And then it will come back and backfire on you. So it's not your role as an employee to share what you think is constructive that way about someone, because you are not their coach, you are not their therapist. Even if you really get on well with them and you consider yourself friends and you spend a lot of time out of the office together and you talk about so many things, so there is that camaraderie that may give you the impression and the illusion that it's safe to share those kind of things. But I tell you, as long as they're a manager, it's never ever safe to share that. So yes, you can pass on constructive criticism about the job, about a situation, about a project with a recommendation. That's a winning attitude. But never criticize a manager themselves or even any other managers around, even if you don't work with them. The rule is very simple. They're managers, zip it up. Number 4. Cheer up when someone experiences success or good news. By the way, it's the same in life in general. So when a colleague gets a promotion, when a new manager arrives, when somebody is pregnant, when someone shares some happy news, somebody gets a bonus or a pay rise, someone gets nominated for a special program or for an award, any of those happy news to other people around you at work, rejoice, my friend. Congratulate them. Celebrate with them. Okay, now let's get to the thick of it. Don't lie. Don't congratulate them with a resting bitch face on, because that is not what I'm talking about here. First, you need to get your mindset right. if they got it and not you, doesn't mean that they are more worthy or better than you, or that you will never get there too, or that they must have done something maybe dodgy to get it, or that it's unfair and all of that. See, all that negative drama and that talk in your head because you feel hurt that it happened to them and not to you somehow. And we're all human. We all have those thoughts, right? So you got to manage them, and you need to clean up all those negative stories in your head about why this good news sucks for you. And you need to turn it around. And you actually need to see it as a sign of what's possible for you. Just know that it will come for you too, that you'll be next. You really, really need to do a full mindset shift on that. And once you are in that place where you know that they can be successful and so can you, you know, when you're in that space that we can all win, there's enough space for everyone to win. From that place, go up to them with a smile and congratulate them with warmth because you mean it. You celebrate their success and it doesn't take away from yours. Or it can simply be sending them an email, a quick liner to congratulate them. If you want to win at work, winners are cheerleaders. And all those good vibes are all very productive for you. Number 5, don't complain to management, only bringing problems. Even when you think there is a problem and when you think something is not right. Again, you can think it, but no manager likes a whinger, even if they are right. Because when you do that, you bring up a problem and managers already have their plate full of problems and things to solve. So for instance, I was talking to a client and she had a really bad experience in her team and she's changing jobs and team, and she was wondering if she should open up to the top senior manager about what's going on in that team and how the people were not supportive, and she got really bad attitude from day one from her manager. All of this complaining, right? The thing is, your managers are not your therapist and they're not your friend. You are a resource to them to do a job. And even if they are approachable, even if they're friendly and genuinely care and look like they are open, be careful, because that can actually end up being a trap that works the other way around. Because even if they're nice and friendly, they probably still don't want to hear about things like that are difficult often for them to solve and just add to their mental load. So the thing is, managers will still focus on themselves, and this will put you in a less than favorable light if you come in and you bring problems. Instead, bring solutions. Be proactive. Solve it for them. Don't expect them to hear you out, then solve it for you. That mentality is too old and never happens in the workplace. The only exception, the only time when you can go and complain to management is when there is a situation violating company policy. So I'm talking about things like bullying or harassment or theft, things that are absolutely against the company rules. It's in your duty to report them very carefully. You have to be very careful. You have to document things. You have to put things in writing. So for that, get some support, get some counseling before you do that. But for instance, don't go in telling your manager, I'm not getting paid enough, I should be getting paid more, my salary is below my market value. That's a complaint. Instead, say, here's my value coming from all of those things that I bring, and this is my equivalent salary level. Or I could do all of those things. I have this great idea and I'd like to implement all of that within my role. That would mean, as a result of all those new things, my salary, I would expect it to be at this level. Right? So it's all about solving it, bringing things in a positive light, and not just coming and reporting a problem. So don't expect them to solve your problems. Instead, show leadership and then communicate really well. Number 6, show you are committed to the success of the company. This is super critical. I learned that really early on in my career, and it got me all the jobs that I wanted. And this starts from interview stage, and every single negotiation opportunity to show your worth or what you can do going from there. any new kind of milestone or step in your career, every pay rise, every new project. That's the key to win. Leaders want to see people who are committed, who are motivated, who have skin in the game. When I talk about playing by the rule, that's a big one. So don't lie through your teeth, obviously, because it will show ultimately, and it will cost you so much energy. You need to feel some of that too in you. Otherwise, why are you giving them so much of your time? Why are you there if you cannot find at least within you some kind of commitment to the success of the company? So it doesn't mean you need to have absolute entire dedication and commitment and dedicate your entire life to their success. No, but you need to have some of that, and you may need to lay it on a bit if it's not as much as what you would have liked. Because basically what I want you to do is remain authentic to who you are. But you need to emphasize that. You need to talk to that. You need to maybe at times make it a little bigger than what it is. Talk to the strategy, the vision, the impact. Show your excitement, because you're not just there for the paycheck. And if you do feel that way, it's okay for some time, or if you have another source of purpose outside of your job. But if your job is supposed to be your purpose and you're just there for the paycheck month after month, then you need to do something, my friend, and you need to come to career coaching, because life is too short to spend it in a job feeling that way. Otherwise, I will assume you will have some kind of commitment and interest in the company that you're in. So you got to show that. You got to dial this up. You got to make sure people feel that in you. You need to contribute in meetings. You need to take initiatives. Basically, don't be a drifter. Don't be someone that just kind of floats along, that just is always kind of there, ticks along. Have you noticed those people tend to be the number one group targeted when there is a restructure? I'm not saying be the loudest, and it's to sit with your personal style, but you need to be on the team's train, on the company train, and you need to voice that, or you need to share that with your action. Number 7, in keeping with that, you need to show what's in it for them. And for them, I mean the managers, the leaders, the decision makers. Let's be clear, the company pays you. So that means it's an unbalanced relationship. And I'm sorry to say that in 2023, we've come quite a long way since COVID, where that relationship has rebalanced and recalibrated more towards the employee. There's more respect, there's more benefits for employees, but we are still in the situation, don't kid yourself, where the company have power over your job and they reap a lot of the benefits. So when you want something, make it about them. Talk to why is it in their interest? What will become easier? What will improve? What will be gained? Again, here, don't be a lone player. Show that you are in it for a higher cause and that you care about them. It's all really here about communication. It's about messaging. You may be after something that is purely for your own benefit, but you need to find a company benefit to it before you go and ask for it. So always use that lens, same as you are committed to the company, to the success. This is about, you know who you're working for, you know who is keeping you employed. You don't need to show to them what is in their best interest. Maybe you can learn from kids. They're awesome at that. They work out really quickly that parents have got the money, so they find really smart reasons why it's in the parents' best interest to give them what they want. Exact same logic here. It's basic influencing and negotiation technique. Whether you like it or not, you are always selling at work. You are selling yourself, you're selling your brand, you're selling your talent. Number 8, I love. Thank people. All day long, even for the little things. You know, when someone does something for you, just hit reply and say thank you. Don't worry about it being one more email. That is the kind of email that makes a difference, that makes someone feel good, that actually makes two people feel good, both the sender and the receiver. Thank people. right after an event to say thank you to those that organized it. Thank your manager for their guidance and for their leadership. Don't wait until they're gone or their farewell party to say so. Thank your team. Thank the personal assistant or the executive assistant who does a lot of invisible work behind the scene and is often overlooked. It will come back to you tenfold, and it will make you feel great too as you do that. Obviously, I'm not asking you to lie again. It needs to come from the heart, but we never take the time. We take so much for granted. There's a lot of people that put in the work, and I'm sure you want to be recognized and acknowledged for what you do too, and you love when someone sees it and say thank you. So if you want to be treated that way, do it for others. Take the time to send thank you notes. Give a little gift as a gesture for a special event. And literally, just buy something really small, $10. It's the thought that matters. This will go a very long way. And this really is a win-win for you and for them. So think about it. Who are you going to say thank you to? There are multiple opportunities. You just need to ask yourself and you will find them. So drop a little note, say thank you. Number 9, be genuinely interested in people. Okay, my friends, I will give it straight to you. Get out of your spreadsheets. Get out of your deadlines. Get out of your jam-packed calendar with back-to-back meetings and connect with people. Especially at a time where we are working remotely, we're working virtually, we're not often in the office. We really need to bring that back into our lives. We need to be a human. We need to be curious. We need to be interested in the people we work with. Now I'm talking all the people. Be interested in your managers. Be interested in the assistants that you work with the suppliers that you work with. Everybody. Just be a human. Why is this important? Because relationships matter more than the work and more than the money. If you listen to any of the high thinkers of this world, they will all say that. Relationships at the end of the day have a much higher value and bring and contribute to your happiness levels way more. Secondly, everybody is interesting in some way. Have you noticed when you spend the time to find out more about someone? And everybody is finding something you don't know about too. So especially if you want to build up your empathy muscles, have the conversations. I'm not saying be the theme counselor either, but take the time to ask a few questions to someone, especially someone new or someone discreet, someone that just works behind the scene. They will feel seen and valued, and they will pay it back. So get to know people. Be a human connector, not just a work machine. Take a couple of minutes, that's all it takes, out of your day. You'll be amazed what comes out of it. And finally, number 10, present a strong sense of self. I could spend an entire episode on that, maybe for a future one, but I'm going to give you 2 core tips here. Number 1, don't share your insecurities. I've seen women doing that, and it really pains me because when they do that, they really hurt their careers. Do not display or talk to your lack of confidence. Don't share your doubts. Don't share your past failures. I've seen this happening because sometimes we feel there is a self-report and we share that and we think it's going to build a connection. Or simply at times it's just to relieve ourselves, or we don't realize we're doing it. So yes, you can ask for support for something where you know you need it, but don't put yourself down. That is vulnerability gone too far. So you can think it again, you can be aware of it, do not say it. People need to feel that you are solid. Secondly, do not let anyone take the credit for your work. That is part of having a very strong self. You've done the work, you get the credit. If someone takes the credit from you, that is already a red flag about that person, right? And then you need to address it with them. Don't let them get away with it. Show them that you have a strong self and that you know. Say it nicely and ask them, why did this come about? I was expecting this, or this was my work. So they know that you know, okay? Typically, those people need to see where the boundaries are. Otherwise, if you let people take the credit for your work, you will feel so bad. You will feel so resentful, and you will all take it in, bottle it up, and it will show in your actions and your behavior at work, and it will hurt you back in turn. So it's never okay. You've got to say it nicely, but stand up for yourself. Don't let anybody take the credit for your work. All right, my friends, so we have gone through 10 principles, the do's and don'ts at work in terms of your attitude and things that you control in order for you to win, to be successful, to get the promotion, to thrive, to have the money that you deserve. A lot of it is within your power. And I really hope that you found that inspiring and enlightening, and that you will apply some or all of those principles into your job now. And you will reap the benefits. Trust me, it's a formula that works. So I won't go through every single one of them again. Maybe take some notes. But remember that there is you versus an organization. And the organization is not human, and they're not there to make you happy. They have power and they're there to make money. So be always really mindful of your role and your place in the big scheme of things. You are a cog, always are a cog. You need to make it work to your advantage and in a way that sits in integrity with you, where you can remain authentic, but you play the game. So in other words, you need to manage your thoughts and your emotions. You need to show up with good, positive, motivated energy whilst being yourself. So you got to find that little tricky balance between the two, and it's absolutely possible, because with time you will get to master that. So don't sweat it. Start where you are. It comes with maturity. It will come more and more naturally over the years. As I said, I know all of that because it has taken me over 20 years to master that. So take your time. You're not behind, and you're learning as well. I'm just giving you those facts today so you can skip a few steps and skip a few years by implementing them today. And teach that to your own team members as well, so they can be collectively empowered with you. All right, my friend, I hope this was really interesting to you. And as usual, I am here to support you in your career. So if you need career coaching, come to careercatchup.com/packages. I'm going to link it in the show notes. And there are lots of different ways I can support you. Have a beautiful week. Enjoy your time at work. Apply all of that and reap all the benefits. Take care, everyone. I will speak with you soon. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to find out more information, you can visit my website at careercatchup.com. There you will find blog articles, free resources, a self-study course for your career direction, and ways to work with me. It's at careercatchup.com. I hope to continue to connect with you and support you. Talk to you soon.